Mike, you can start now.
Okay, thank you. You don't have to yell at me. No, I'm only kidding. Okay, hold on. Ready? Here we go. Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches at TradeView Markets. This is usually I go to the TradeView Market screen, but these are all my saved pages, if you will, or whether they call those things the bookmarks. They're all financial, as they should be. So I'll just go right here, and this is what I do when I sign on in the morning. Boom. I go to TradeView Markets. Beautiful. Look at that. Then I go to TradeGATEHub. Same as I do. Same for everybody. Same. So, and that's it. Then we get down. Then we get back to what we're doing. Break a leg, Mike. All right. No, I actually broke my leg skiing when I was in the fourth grade. I missed the whole fourth grade. I had a private tutor. I broke my leg. Remember the Wild World of Sports when the guy goes flying down the mountain? I'm serious. In Hunter Mountain. Okay. You know what? The routine should be, or at least our process as we get more viewers should be a little bit more set. As I stated before, from what I understand from even Tim or any good business owner, the key is consistency. So I try to at least post the same amount of data. Obviously, I'm aware of all the data, or most of the data that's out there. I just try to comprise things that are the most consistent and what's relevant to probably short to intermediate term trading. Longer term trading, I'm not going to split the atom. I mean, there are a lot of people who would probably think similar to me in a way of placing money at this point, but I digress. So the point that I'm making is that's the reason why the team and we created the TradeView TradeGATEHub YouTube channel. So go back and review things. It's almost like an on demand. You know what I mean? I want to watch on, this is basically on demand right now. I actually think that's a great analogy. So now I can brag to my wife that there's Mike V on demand now. So we can go watch and watch. So the point being is get down and get the routines, because as we get more viewers, to make the full circle point is I want to get right back into what's happening. Lewis said I have a couple of points to make to you today about the Exxon trade and the oil trade. Wild Pete, I got a couple of things for you, by the way. The MTTR is getting cheaper as we speak. I don't know if it's along yet. So what I'm saying is this is what I'm going to go over today. This is tactical sentiment. And never before in these type of extremes, and I'll even go to today's video, and I'll do that just to make a point, or yesterday's video, of how Jim Cramer and Helene Meisler, by the way, have both forgotten more than I'll ever know put together. I'm not saying they're necessarily better traders. I'm talking from a mid to macro level, that the NASDAQ had the best 2-day close since 1987. So you're talking about even a dot-com bubble bounced. It might have bounced the other way, and believe me, that after the bubble burst, there were bounces, and as you said before, the majority of them bounced back greater. It's the one that the bad ones separated and fell to the wayside. And when Jim Cramer says a week before that I've never seen 9 out of 10 decliners like this in my life, in 20 years, you also have a frame of reference going back to financial crisis, one mini crash, a couple of epidemic. I won't compare SARS to you have the epidemic, and you had presidential elections, God forbid, geopolitical unrest, and commodities flying all over the place, and even the Wall Street bets community. So make my point is tactical sentiment. It's a tool. And you know what? A lot of these stocks got oversold because maybe people were trading and just kept getting margin, and actually there were no real buyers. It wasn't just there were no real buyers. Is that if I can go back to why I thought the market really went down the way it did. They came back nicely now, as you can see, and nobody thought it would be a V shape, but I digress again. Sentiment is only a tool. And if any point can be learned out of this, or you didn't take anything or take any trade, know that at extremes, including sentiment, can stay more extreme than a lot of the stock movements. And that's why things get exacerbated and things bounce back the way they did. I don't want to call it short covering, value investing, whether CTAs put money to work or whatever it may be. It is what it is. It doesn't really even matter. It's the fact that they did it. So go back to the YouTube channel, S&P futures sentiment. All right, we're in the middle now. But the blue, if you see what DIX is, this is basically a daily gamma update. So if you don't know it by now, once again, go back into the YouTube channel and watch it. We speak about it all the time. I speak about it sometimes more than others. So the blue is the dark pools. The dark pools were buying into the dip. So let's go about that. We'll look at that in a second. I always post the upgrades and downgrades. Yes, there are some initiations and coverages and buy targets, but these are the relevant ones. ARC, you got to know what's going on there. I said, hold on a second. Last night, if you were on TGH, seriously, by the way, this was a moneymaker, if I may. Can Kathy, this was yesterday, big episode tonight, with, by the way, you see here, was a day ago. A serious look at the holdings of Kathy. So the market closed yesterday by the ARC. Kramer actually pumped it. And there you're up, whatever it was this morning, 2% of change. You're not going to retire on it, but at least you're aware of it. That's why we do it. So let me get back to what's going on today. Okay, you know what to do. Watch the videos. I don't even dissertate anymore. Just do it. Dark pulls bought, ups and upgrades, downgrades. This is what Kathy's doing. So she bought SE. She's buying everything in the hole. Buying Tesla, buying Square. You can get Square right now, $12. You can get what Square down right now today. Square is down 14. So you can get Square $14 than Kathy did last night. So who's better than you? Hood, you know what? I guess she's in for a penny. She's in for a pound. That's what my dad used to say. I guess TSP, I have to write that down. TSP, beautiful sale this morning. Let me go here. Switch screens. This is why I get up for the fund, and anybody that's listening, look at Fitch. Oh, my Lord. TSP. Stock, by the way, can go down from 36 to 15, no problem. So why can't it go from 15 to 20? So today, TSP, where are our trades? Okay, clear positions. Or is this clear? What is this thing? Clear these lines. All right, so I had 3,000. So as you know, the reds right here are sales. So I sold 3,000 TSP between 1990. And by the way, hold on a second. Chart parameters. I got to go to outside regular hours. Yeah, TSP right here, 8:30. And I usually sell it early. I'll flip it. So TSP, I'm selling 1988. Now the stock's, 1740. So it's $1.40 below where I sold on 3,000 shares. So $8,000. Waking up in the morning saves $8,000. Look out your window. You might see some guy who's flagging, has a stop sign in his hand, makes 100 a freaking day. So that's why I do it. I won't get it. I'll do it again. Anyway, TSP. I'm going to get to the X on a second. So Kathy's buying Twilo, GLBE. That's another one of mine. Wild Pete. We love that one. She's selling whatever. So you can go there. My velocity scan's one of them. Inside days. Fewest new lows. I thought that was interesting. Coach likes this one when I post these. So say a couple of things here. Kramer, once again, Joe Sixpack. Sorry, Jim. We'll explore AMD and Google. And Alphabet was perfect and AMD was pretty terrific. Starbucks was heroic. Starbucks you could have down. Hold on, I changed. Starbucks you could have last night down $6. It's a $90 stock, and I really wasn't going to trade it. But I believe it's in the Dow, and I'm not going to apologize for not knowing it's in the Dow. They call me a boomer whenever I quote the Dow Industrial these days, so I'm trying to get into the NDX, and if you will. Yesterday's movers. All right, Exxon's number one. Good call, Lewis. Yesterday's movers with range. Here's you go with the range. We have stocks, making a 10% range, 10% range on huge volume. Sava, Moss, BROS, very active. That's Dutch Brothers, by the way. That's the Starbucks that's the new Dutch Brothers. Alphabet, obviously you have to know what that is. There was my plan. We'll go to that in a second. Wild Pete, right on the money. By the way, go to Wild Pete. He's a sharp dude. Thanks for contributing. I like App too. Top earnings today. Okay. So I'm going to go through the routine here, or else I'd be hypocritical. And then we'll talk. I'll go off on tangents, if you will. So this was as earnings afterwards. Okay. Not only are we going to see how Google closes today because it had earnings, how AMD closes today who had earnings. Let me go to my notebook because I don't like looking at quotes and get distracted. We got General Motors, how it's going to. PayPal, obviously, is the reason why Square is down. We've avoided the PayPal debacle. I want to see where Starbucks closes, and a couple of retailers ripped, like Capri and Darden Restaurants, Red Lobster, if you will. So So they're going back to Red Lobster. I don't know how to think about that, if to feel bad for people, if that's bullish for the economy, but it is what it is. Okay, afterwards. So this is the list we have. Go through it. I don't want to waste any more time. ConocoPhillips, another one. Take profits on oil shares. I knew it. Listen, oil's number one of oil did a couple of things to me today. I played deep. Listen, I think my weakness as a trader is I unnecessarily get myself into not debacles, but to just, I don't know what I do. Maybe it's a discipline issue. It is whatever it is. I'll explore that in therapy going forward. And I'm not being facetious, but I think that the oil trade, not only did it, well, it was an active trade. It was an active group. And so I wasn't really like, trading some ancillary or looking for something that wasn't there. But I didn't trade them that well. I had to play defense when there was a lot of other groups where I could have played offense. So I'll get to that in a second after I finish it. So these are early earnings tonight. You have some big daddies. This is a shot of my screen. So I'm going to start doing that every day. That's my general universe. Blow it up. So these were stocks. If you look, because I want to get consistent, there's Google, AMD at earnings, PayPal naturally, Match, by the way, which here was my look at Match, which was down this morning at $1. Actually, it was 106 this morning, Match.com. Starbucks was down too. We'll compare it a little bit later. Capri was up 6. That's a Coach. And by the way, now it's up $1. That collapsed. GLBE was strong. Path, Oxy. Look at what Oxy. Okay, so let me get back to that was before. Let's look at now. Great call on a couple of good trades on crude, Coach. All right, so let's get the videotape, as they say. Let me get back to what's going on here. Okay, let me get back to Exxon. Lewis, you were correct. Hold on. Lewis, I think, won the battle. Not that it was a contest, but he won the battle, but not the war. As we said, let me clear my screen for these. I think these triangles are in the way. This is Exxon. As I said before, Exxon with an RSI. By the way, as I said before, RSI, especially on a move like Exxon, that's a huge fund manager. I mean, funds want to be in this thing. This is no CPE. 50 million shares. Exxon trades 50 million shares once a year. So you know what? The RSI may have been elevated and still is, but you know what? I bet you there's a lot more waiting to buy this on a pullback than waiting to short a rally. I just traded it because the stock traded 50 million shares and went from 75 to 81, a $66 range on 55 million. Yes, you like to always go with the trend, but I'm in it. I got to be in it. And the whole group moved. So I'm in it. So I'll tell you what I did that before, Lewis. You know what? On yesterday's video, this is my RSI chart from a weekly, and it very rarely ever gets there. But when it does pull back, but it doesn't pull the plunge. This is profit taking right here. And then it, does that little box in Darva, the box little thing, and then it breaks out. So Exxon right now is a better buy than a short, but I'll tell you what I did again today in a second. So I'll tell you Exxon, 2 days. Exxon, by the way, ripped into the close. It did a huge print. And by the way, that was them completing their buyback. So as you see, Exxon at 3:30 yesterday was 80.5. In the last half an hour, Exxon went from 80.5 to 81.60. By the way, a huge move on a stock like ExxonMobil. This isn't a low floater. So I had some, so I shorted a little bit more. Why? Because I made my life a little bit more difficult than it had to be. So let me tell you what I did. By the way, look, I made 5,000. Actually, I didn't make 5,000. I made 5,000 back. I think I broke even on the trade, but it was hard money. But I get it. My timing was a little bit off. I was in the right church, wrong pew. Let me tell you what I did with it. Chart parameters, my trades. As you know, red is short, B is blue. So let me go to today at least. So I was Exxon, by the way, closed after that, did the print at 81.5. It closed at 80.83. So this is where it opened. So I'm already up $1.30 from that print on Friday. So I'm shorting it a little. I'm buying it back, from overnight because I want to take some off. Then I'm shorting a little bit more of the red at 80.5, and I'm covering it 80.5 to 79.30. So in 2 days, remember that it did this print from 81.50, that print, and then I'm covering it at 79. That's $2.50. Yes, it is. So, you know what I mean? I move on. And then today, I covered some more, good cover. And then I also picked the worst one. I happened to short Oxy for some reason. And the rest of them worked. Clear all trend lines, remove all trend lines. ConocoPhillips was down $2 at one point, I think. Yeah, I just picked the wrong one. And Oxy, because Oxy, I think, is a dog and it's the worst to breed. So this one today, I had to play good defense. This is the defense I played. Matter of fact, this is the one I woke up early in the morning for because I saw it got an upgrade. So there's my trade on Oxy. It got an upgrade. So I'm up at what time? Oh, 8:30. I don't know if it's reflecting this properly. Believe me, I was up early. So I'm shorting Oxy at 39.90. I say, okay, there's an upgrade, blah, blah, blah. I'm covering some at 38.90. That's $1 lower. I'm covering more Oxy, by the way. So I started shorting Oxy at 39.80 and I'm covering it at 38.20. All right. So I relieved the problem. I think I was down like, so I made so I made 8,000 back with all those two. I made money in the trade, but that's hard money. So getting back to the old trade and come full circle, where do I stand on the position? Hold on a second. I want to remove these boxes. They're annoying me. You know what? Let's look at the best of breeds. This Exxon made a move that you can't, made a move you can't ignore. I mean, people want to chase this thing. I mean, I know it went from 62 to 77. But you go to a weekly, it's not oversold. I've overbought. I apologize. You start probably building, at the 75 strike price. This is an option. You probably build at the 75 strike price. Let's go to the weekly or the monthly. You know what I mean? It's the right sector. There's no argument. Hold on, clear all trend lines. So it's not a barn burner, but yeah, I'd probably go right at 75 is the number I'd start building Exxon again. Let's look at the other best of breed, the one that led everything beforehand, which was Chevron. Chevron monthly. Coach, you love that thing. Coach, I wouldn't short that. The ultimate compliment. That's a bullish when you reject that triple, it never breaks a triple top, then sits there and sits and doesn't even pull back that much. Oh, charts are hard to see. I don't know why they're hard to see. I apologize, guys. We'll have to work on that. Are they better? All right, we'll work on that. I apologize. Are the charts better, any coach? I have this blown up too. Well, you know what? We'll work on it. I apologize. All right, so what do I do going forward? Coach, can you see them at all? Regardless, dark. All right, I'll have to change the lighting. You know what? As long as we have it. Dark. Yeah, I got you, brother. Chart. I have to change the background. You know what? Change the background. For those, background, I'll have to change chart colors. Background. Whoa. Actually, I know what I'm doing here. Black. Where's black? Black. Background. Change. You know what? I'll do this another time. But I got you. I'll get better at it. All right. So Chevron and Exxon, barely. Okay. I'll work on it. Okay. Let's get back to TradeGATEHub then. All right. Change background to white. I will change it to white. I've only been on black for 26 years. It's going to take a second for me to adjust, but I will have to change it to white. So what are the wise guys doing now? We'll have to change the background to white. But you know what? You got to take one for the team. You got to change the background to white. You got to change the background to white. What are the wise guys doing? MGI, nothing. Okay, MGI, these are SPY bearish. Nevada, call, SPY bearish. Nevada, Tesla bearish, P-ton hood bearish. Nothing sexy within the last 11 minutes. Boeing, morning update. We are overbought right now. CPG, energy play. Okay, keep that in mind. MQ puts. We got out of that yesterday. Hog earnings. They're buying hog into earnings. I don't suggest doing that. Exxon bearish. All right, so notifications. No, I'm serious. I'll have to change the white. You know what? I obviously, well, I'll get back after lunch and I'll have everything adjusted and I'll even come up with a better plan afterwards. But you know what? If you could see this, the stocks move. Let's look the movers up and down. Boy, I wanted a mulligan on this one. I was all fired up too today. Still am. I'll make it up to you. All right. MGH, OLB, EAT, Brinkers International is up good. Star, no good. Let's look at the losers. Top losers. Redbox, PayPal, nope, 25% on PayPal. You know what? We can go right here. You can see the charts here on TGH because we're pros. We always have a backup thanks to the team. PayPal. Great charts too, by the way. Really, guys. Look at the PayPal. So you know what? PayPal, what? 123, it's 130. Let's go to Square. We're in at what? 114? Where is it now? 111. All right. You know what? This place for Square right here. 102. I got to say it. That's where it is. That tail candle here before and going back to here. We're using TradeView, TradeGATEHub charts. This is a good chart too. I like this. So you know what? If you want to try, you want to catch the knife, start there. I might even sell a little bit. I only bought 200 shares, but it's nothing. You know what I mean? It's like a mosquito bite. I don't even want to look at it. ARVL, that reversed, huh? That was up this morning. ARVL. Yeah. Hold on a second, Daddy-O. 1 minute. ARVL was at 490 this morning. That's a bio. That was sexy. Look at these charts. I got to use these. Square, Arvel, Shopify. We got out a lot of these. All right, where's our Nutella? I was selling Nutella this morning at 102 after our run. 93 now. Look at that. Nutella. Got to take a move like that. Whoa, Nutella. That'd be nice if it went the other way. Hold on a second. An hourly on Nutella. Now let's look at the 30-minute on Nutella. All right, so Nutella, there's the double bottom. Everybody knows it's a Kathy stock. So it went to 82 to 100. And I was selling some this morning at 102 pre-market. It went to 92. But let's look at his here though. I said yesterday after third day up though, go, you really want to learn a lesson, a good or a bad? You take it how you want. It actually came to fruition. Third day up is usually the good sign of selling something. Sold some Nutella from 80 to 101. And that was yesterday, a day ago. So let me go to Nutella. I'll even go back to the old chart. Squint if you have to. It's a good lesson. I will get better at it, though, I promise. Nutella. Right back at the 20 day. I'm going to buy this more right here. I'm going to buy Nutella, maybe 200 more shares right here. But there's 2 days on Nutella right here. I'm selling it. This was yesterday, 2 days. I sold Nutella yesterday, 102, 100. Stock yesterday went back to 96, saved $4. So piecing out in Nutella, including this morning, like I said, at 102 to 100, you know, I still have some, but say 3,000 shares from 100 to 93 saves me 5 figures. You never go Baruch, Baruch. Oh, that was yesterday. Lewis, no questions. Where's Lewis? All right, I'll leave it at that. So anyway, I sold some Bambo. Okay. BMBL, that's good. Going up for us. Now, I watched Match.com this morning, as you said, was negative. And this is what Match did. Uh-oh. So Match, it was trading 101, about 106 all evening last night. Match from 106 to 121. So naturally, I went Bumble. I know nothing about it. So Bumble, I was selling this morning. Chart parameters. This is my triangles. I made a good trade on Bumble. I was selling it all this morning at 30.70, 30.57. Now it's 30.34. Started buying it back at 20. I like Bumble. I might hold this thing. Isn't that a dating app? As somebody told me somebody told me something like that. I'm like it. All right, so I'll leave it at that. So it's a little bit 11:30. Trade prudently. You saw my earnings list. Don't wait to buy blasted dippers. Yeah, he's right. Natural gas is up 15%. UNG. Look at UNG, coach. Hold on. I'm changing code. I'm changing. UNG. Look at that. Looks exactly like that Exxon when you go to the weekly or the Chevron. It looks like a triple top, and then it just rests a little bit and blasts through it. Where's Boyle? Oh, Boyle. Lewis, you like natural gas. Boyle, 42 to 56. You won't. And cold, the opposite of it. Don't catch a cold, breaking year lows. That says something right there. As the cold inverse ETF breaks year lows, still the UNG is not even breaking to year highs. That says something. Do it, looking into yourself. Any other questions? Mo, you good? We all good? All right, everybody. Cheers. Have a good day. Trade well. The bottom line is this: the macro plan is, go up and look at our levels of the futures. Obviously, AMD, Google, General Motors, how they close. If PayPal bounces, you can distinguish if it's a dead cat bounce or just a value play. Square, as I said before, position in a small one, and I'm not going to touch it until the low hundreds. It can go up without me. That's my plan. And obviously, we're going to look at the oil trade. Look how ConocoPhillips has earnings tomorrow, so that's going to be one that tomorrow. ConocoPhillips is today's AMD for the oil patch, or yesterday's Exxon, if you will. So we'll leave it with there, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day. Trade well.